everybody. I know this looks pretty adventurous, but we're gonna do something a little simpler today. Our adventure today will involve an 8-feet Pelican Bandit kayak and this brand new Vaquita motor. We ordered this motor last spring around May, and it did not come for like around November or December, so it was here right in time for holidays. This will be the first season we actually start using this motor. It comes in this little box and everything is well packed, and so I don't see any damage on any items, so everything looks great. And I noticed the belt looks a lot sturdier than the other motor that we have. And let me go item by item to show you what actually came in this box. So they gave us a 25 volt 7 amp charger here, and here's the battery itself. It's waterproof, and this item looks like a fan. That's actually the motor itself. There are also attachment belts for the kayak. Here they just look a lot sturdier than I've seen on the other motors, and here's the extensions for the fin box. This little item looks like a watch. It's actually a remote for the motor. I don't know about you guys, but I think we are ready to electrify this Pelican Bay kayak. So the first thing, we're going to put the battery in this cargo space here, which fits there perfectly. Now the next thing we're going to do is going to attach the motor to the back of the kayak with those belts. Wow, there are definitely a lot of fish today in the water, but if you look a little more, you see in the distance, that's the actual motor. So the trick is you got to place it right in the middle, because if it's actually tilted to one side, your kayak is just going to keep trying to turn, and you're going to try to correct it, of course, but first of all, you lose a lot of battery. Second of all, it'll be a little tougher for you to ride. But if the motor is placed in the right spot, right down the center, then this definitely goes. I mean, I'm not even at top speed right now, but it's moving pretty fast. Now this motor comes with a remote that has 8 modes on it, so compared to the other one that we have is only have 4. This actually gives you a little more flexibility on how fast you want to go. And this motor is supposed to go a little faster than the other one. So the inflatable boat actually has the other motor that we have that has 4 levels. As far as the steering, you would use the pedal to actually steer, so you can help it either by pedaling regularly or you back pedal to turn. Now this remote comes with a slider, so now I'm going to decrease the speed. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and now I'm going to increase it as well. So it does actually make it a little smoother to change with the slider versus the buttons like on the other motor. But as far as the functionality, they are very similar. I'm going to place the pedal down the right side to turn. And one thing about Bandit being a shorter kayak, it's actually very responsive versus some of the longer ones. So I increased the speed a little bit, so I'm catching up with the board with the other motor. But I am going there right a little bit. I see some interesting wildlife over there. Now I know this bird down there looks like an eagle, but it's actually a totally different bird. I think he's drying his wings. Those are the ones actually that dive in the water and they fish. I guess they're not happy by me shooting into their space over here, so I'll turn back. But this is a good way to explore some nature. We're going to speed up a little bit, and I don't know if you could see on the camera how fast this thing is going, but it's going relatively fast. Now we did encounter one little problem with this motor. So the belts get a little loose after riding for a little while, and the motor either hangs like we see here on the picture, or sometimes it goes to the left or the right, and then you just pretty much drain the battery trying to keep straight. So you do have to stop occasionally and check it. So maybe every hour or so. Like we were on the water for about an hour when we encountered this problem. So then you just have to stop and retighten the belts a little bit. So it wasn't terrible, but that's something to just watch out for. Overall, both kayak and the motor performed pretty well. We definitely like this, except for this one little complaint. I think the motor was great. We did about 6 miles. I think it was awesome. remember I was showing those fin adapters in the beginning of the movie? So we decided to try it on our inflatable pedal board. So we use Husky belts to secure the battery, and the motor goes right into a regular fin box. So the beauty of using this setup versus using the belts in the Kayak is you don't have to worry about centering the motor, because it goes right into a fin box, and so it's right in the center, and you don't have to adjust it like with the Kayak and the belts. So that's a great benefit, I think. And if you guys are interested, we do have another video from last year using the other motor on the other board, so if you guys want to watch that. Now think about it as E-Kayaking. I know there's E-Biking out there. I'm not sure if it's E-Kayaking actually is the actual term, but you could still pedal, you could still exercise, but you have a little assistance. Or you could just choose to cruise around and enjoy the wildlife and just enjoy a day. So it's definitely something new, because you don't see too many of them out there right now, only so few. So, and it's definitely enjoyable. Most of the time, you would use your pedal to make turns, but you could use your foot to bear left or right a little bit, just to change the direction. Straight ahead of us is a state park and the state park beach. As you can tell, everything is flooded. Even the lifeguard tower is all flooded here too. It's been raining all night, and it's a super high tide, so it went pretty far today. Just like with the Kayak, we did 3 miles here, and then we're going to make 3 miles back, so altogether it's going to be 6 miles. So overall, this Vaquita motor on the pedal board works out pretty well too. We definitely enjoyed our trip, and there was no belts to adjust. Well, on this note, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Like us and subscribe, and until next time.